Hello everyone, my name is Marharyta Aleksandrova and I am representing the University of Luxembourg. I'm going to present you our work entitled How Nonconformity Functions and Difficulty of Datasets Impact the Efficiency of Conformal Classifiers. This work was done in collaboration with Professor Oleg Chertov from the National Technical University of Ukraine Igor Sikorsky KPI, and it was partially financed by the European Union research project entitled Cities 2030. So why conformal learning? Isn't traditional machine learning enough? The traditional machine learning model generates point predictions, that is one class label for classification or one numerical value for regression. It is usually accompanied with the accuracy on the task set that indicates how well the model performs. Increasing the value of accuracy can be difficult or sometimes even impossible. In case of sensitive applications, such as medicine for example, it might be required to be very confident in the resulting prediction. And the conformal learning provides us with the necessary solution. It guarantees that the resulting prediction will contain the true value with the probability specified by the user, that is 95% in this example. This is done, however, at the price of the reduction in the model precision. Instead of point prediction, the model generates region prediction, that is a set of class labels for classification or a numerical interval for regression. How conformal learning works. This schema represents the traditional machine learning approach. Here, the data set is split into two parts, the training part and the testing part. The training data set is used to build the machine learning model that is afterwards tested on the testing data set. The conformal learning framework is slightly more complicated. The training data set is further split into the proper training and the calibration sets. The proper training is used to build the machine learning model, and the calibration set is used to estimate the calibration scores. Both machine learning model and the calibration scores are after that used to generate the predictions. The conformal learning framework has two additional parameters. They are epsilon and the nonconformity function. Epsilon is the user-defined allowed error rate, and it is used only at the final stage of the prediction. The nonconformity function is a function that measures the strangeness or the nonconformity of every data point. It is used to estimate the calibration scores, and it can affect the efficiency of the resulting conformal predictor. The theory behind conformal prediction guarantees the required error rate. That is why different metrics are used to compare conformal predictors. In terms of classification, the two widely used metrics are 1C and average C. 1C is the fraction of singleton predictions, and it is to be maximized. Average C is the average number of the prediction set, and it is to be minimized. A small calculation example is demonstrated here. For this data set of 4 points, 2 predictions are singletons. That is why the value of 1C is 0.5. The total number of predicted labels is 8, meaning that the value of average C is 2. A recent study, cited here, revealed an interesting relationship between these metrics and the nonconformity functions. It was shown that margin allows to achieve larger values of 1C, whereas inverse probability results in lower values of average C. The experimental evaluation was done on 21 real data sets from the UCI machine learning repository, using ANN-based classifiers as the baseline models. The results were shown to be statistically significant. The aim of the current study is to further extend these results. The first question that we ask, will the same pattern be observed for other classifiers? The second question is, what is the impact of the dataset difficulty on the observed pattern? Finally, we propose an approach that attempts to combine properties of margin and inverse probability, trying to achieve better values in terms of both metrics. How do we combine margin and inverse probability? We propose to simultaneously construct two conformal classifiers, the one based on inverse probability with the value of significance level set to the one specified by the user, and another one based on margin with the value of significance level 2 times less. After that, for every data point, the output of the two predictive models are analyzed. If the prediction set produced by margin is a singleton, and the one produced by inverse probability contains more than one label, Then the results generated by margin are used. In other case, the results generated by inverse probability are chosen. By analyzing this schema, we can see that the proposed approach that we refer to as IPM can be considered as an improved version of inverse probability if validity holds. Indeed, the output of IPM is the same as the one produced by inverse probability, with some non-singleton predictions replaced with singletons. This will naturally increase the value of 1C and will decrease the value of average C. In our evaluation, we used the same experimental setup as in the original study. Additionally, we analyzed 8 different classifiers and 5 values of the significance level epsilon. We also generated 5 synthetic datasets with the varying levels of difficulty. Each of these datasets contains 4 classes that consist of points normally distributed around 4 centers on a 2D plane. By increasing the value of the standard deviation, we can obtain classes that overlap more and become more difficult for the classifiers. Our experimental evaluation shows that the validity is held. It is the case for both nonconformity functions and their combination on synthetic and real datasets. In most of the cases, we observed the following: margin resulting in higher values of 1C and inverse probability resulting in lower values of average C. That is, the originally observed pattern was confirmed. Additionally, as expected, the proposed combination IPM improves inverse probability function. That is, it results in the lowest values of average C and in median values of 1C. However, we also observed some novel relationships. In some cases, margin can be the best choice in terms of both metrics. This was observed for the balanced dataset when different classifiers were used and for KNN classifier across different datasets. Contrarily, inverse probability nonconformity function is rarely the best choice. It was observed only for some values of the significance level. Finally, the proposed combination IPM can be also the best choice in terms of both nonconformity functions. It was observed for glass dataset with multilayer perceptron classifier and for cars and wave datasets with random forest. We also observed relationship between the difficulty of a dataset or the accuracy of the baseline classifiers and the efficiency of conformal predictors. When the classes of the dataset are easily distinguishable, all nonconformity functions produce the same results. When the difficulty grows, the difference between different nonconformity functions becomes larger. We also observed that the baseline accuracy correlates strongly with the efficiency of the 1C metric, that is, how many singleton predictions actually contain the true label. Please join our poster session to learn more about our research.